Caitlin Clark just did something that no athlete has done since Michael Jordan.
Remember how Michael Jordan's name alone could instantly sell out any product? Well, now meet Caitlin Clark, the rising sensation turning the basketball world upside down and making WNBA veterans uneasy. It's not just the temperature causing the sweat. It's Caitlin's groundbreaking deal that carries echoes of MJ's legendary influence. With her astonishing skill and growing presence, she's proving to be an unstoppable force, showing that this new basketball era may very well be hers to own.
Where he's like Wayne Gretzky, Michael Jordan, probably eventually Caitlin Clark, where it's like individual people make an entire country tune into their sport.
1,000%.
Like hockey was never bigger than when Wayne Gretzky was playing it, and it was ridiculous how much it grew the sport.
Tiger Woods.
Caitlin Clark isn't just endorsing products. She's transforming the essence of basketball culture. Her groundbreaking collaboration with a billion-dollar brand has stirred the entire sports industry, leaving some seasoned players feeling eclipsed. This isn't just a marketing deal. It's the most pivotal basketball brand move since a young North Carolina star changed sneaker history with the iconic swoosh. Now, Caitlin stands in that same light, dominating both the game and the business. Stick around as we end with inspiring words from Jordan himself and unveil a rare basketball stat that uniquely ties him and Clark together. Ready? Let's dive in.
But she's incredible. Congratulations to her and her family. Yeah. The crazy thing is I'm just seeing her last year when they played LSU, but she's phenomenal.
Let's break this down. Wilson, the official ball supplier for both the NBA and WNBA, just made Caitlin Clark the first female athlete since Michael Jordan to debut her own signature basketball line. You can almost hear Sheryl Swoopes clenching her jaw over the news. Recently, Swoopes has been talking more about Clark than about her own legendary legacy, reflecting Caitlin's growing stardom. Now, Caitlin's name is being etched beside MJ's in the world of iconic sports marketing. These aren't just ordinary gym basketballs. They're sleek, white and gold, featuring laser-etched designs celebrating her biggest career moments. One ball honors her deep shooting range, another her record-breaking stats, and a third her crowd-commanding presence, like a Beyoncé concert on hardwood. Clark is reshaping what it means to be a modern sports icon,
making her the first athlete since Michael Jordan to get their own signature basketball from Wilson. She also becomes the first WNBA player to get her own signature basketball from Wilson.
Wilson couldn't keep up with the demand. Caitlin Clark has become the first WNBA player to have her own signature basketball line with the brand, and tens of thousands of units sold out in under 40 minutes, faster than A'ja Wilson can post a cryptic tweet. This wasn't just a product drop. It felt like a cultural event, similar to the buzz of an iPhone launch or a Travis Scott release. And when it seemed the momentum couldn't grow any further, Caitlin dropped another collection, this time in collaboration with a major grocery chain. Yes, really. She's hitting sneaker-level sellouts through a supermarket. Her influence is crossing boundaries, blending sports fame with everyday life.
Calling all Caitlin Clark fans, 2 new limited edition basketballs are now available at select Hy-Vee stores. The designs are part of the Inspire series that Clark is doing in partnership with Wilson Sporting Goods. The tribute ball pays homage to Clark's time with the Iowa women's basketball team, and the Dreamer ball is designed to encourage athletes to pursue their dreams. Both are available in sizes 3 and 6 at select Hy-Vee.
Amanda Lamb, Hyson's global brand head, stated clearly, Caitlin Clark isn't just a record-breaking athlete, she's a cultural powerhouse. In simple terms, she's not just one of many, she's the one. That's why Wilson is placing its future in her hands to lead the evolution of their women's basketball brand. This isn't a limited-time promotion. It marks a major brand transformation. With Caitlin now representing the face of the sport, women's basketball is undergoing a historic shift, ascending to new levels of visibility and relevance.
And when you take into stock the fact that outside of Kevin Durant, aging superstar, LeBron James, 40 years old, and Steph Curry, there's not a single NBA player more popular today than Caitlin Clark. That is a problem.
Caitlin Clark's influence is sending waves across the entire WNBA. This kind of move is revolutionizing what's possible. For female athletes, she's not only gaining huge financial deals, but also rewriting the rulebook for endorsements, creating tension as some of the league's loudest voices find themselves left out of the spotlight. But numbers don't lie. Clark's WNBA games are drawing an average of 1.18 million viewers, 3 times the league's typical viewership. She's not just lifting the bar, she's launching it sky high. And the most exciting part? She's only just getting started.
We knew Caitlin Clark was marketable, but she's been put over some pretty big names. In fact, some worldwide, huge, international names. 2 of them being Messi and Ronaldo.
Packed arenas, record-breaking TV ratings, and viral social media clips every week. Caitlin Clark is reshaping the face of women's basketball. Fans who didn't even know the WNBA existed last year are now rearranging their schedules just to watch Fever games. Why? Because every time Clark hits the court, she delivers more than a game. It's a spectacle. A one-woman ratings juggernaut, she's become a driving force behind the league's economic boom. She's pulling in viewers who've never seen a women's game before. To Gen Z, she's a modern icon. To boomers, she brings back the glory days of Larry Bird, complete with a savvy digital presence. Middle America is backing the Fever like it's Sunday Night Football. Everyone wants in on the Caitlin Clark craze. Well, almost everyone, except for a few disgruntled veterans still trying to figure out how she left them in the dust without even trying.
But for Caitlin Clark, on a worldwide marketability list for athletes, to be ahead of both Messi and Ronaldo is quite impressive. Steph Curry is behind her on the list.
While players like DeJohnny Carrington waste time subtweeting Caitlin Clark and questioning her rise, Clark is busy building a billion-dollar empire. She's aligning with Wilson in a rarefied tier of sports legends, one she now shares with only Michael Jordan. Critics can say what they want, but the numbers speak louder than any side-eye tweet. This is only the beginning of her legacy. And don't just take our word for it. Even NBA broadcasting legend Mike Breen placed Clark in the same breath as basketball royalty. That's not an opinion. That's basketball canon. As her influence continues to grow, so does the undeniable momentum behind her name.
She's doing, rating-wise for the WNBA, what Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Steph Curry have been doing for the NBA.
This goes far beyond what Caitlin Clark is doing on the hardwood. She's evolved from the breakout story of the season into a global marketing powerhouse. Industry insiders now rank her as the 4th most marketable athlete worldwide, not just in women's basketball, but across all sports. That's a staggering leap that places her ahead of entire leagues and international superstars, while some critics are still stuck throwing shade from the sidelines. Think about that. Clark has bypassed entire PR teams to become the face of the fastest-growing movement in women's sports. With her at the center, the WNBA is finally stepping into the spotlight. And this time, it's not just hype. Expect new sponsorships, primetime TV deals, and an elevated position for women's basketball on the global stage. The future is bright, and Caitlin is leading the charge.
The idea of some players being jealous, yes, that probably exists. Okay. To me, yeah, jealous, sure. I mean, would you be jealous of somebody that got $28 million a shoe deal or whatever the deal is before you step foot in the pro?
Not everyone is cheering for Caitlin Clark's meteoric rise. While she smiles for the press and redefines the business of basketball, Some league veterans are quietly fuming. Clark isn't just any rookie. She's a record-shattering phenom with serious influence, and it's shaking up locker rooms across the league. Picture this. A first-year player walks in, breaks 62 records, draws over 1 million viewers per game, and packs arenas like she's Taylor Swift in sneakers. You'd think it would be a win for everyone, but instead, some vets have responded with elbows, side eyes, and cryptic Instagram posts. The contrast between Clark's rapid ascent and the unease from certain veterans reveals a deeper shift in the WNBA, one that's changing the league's power dynamics right before our eyes.
And what a lot of people weren't willing or were a bit reluctant to appreciate was the game on this young white sister of ours. She can ball. And oh, by the way, she was a great ambassador for the game. And by the way, she came in there and looked out for everybody else. For 22 years, they couldn't get chartered flights. That sister got there and it was done in 2 weeks. That's who Caitlin Clark is.
The WNBA has always celebrated grit, toughness, and unity, a league built on determination in the face of indifference. Then Caitlin Clark entered the scene, flipping that narrative as the cameras, endorsements, and exploding viewership followed her every move. To some, it looks like she skipped the line, but what they miss is that she's earned every bit of it. And the tension surrounding her isn't just confined to social media shade. It's evident on the court. Some players have clearly taken aim, showing extra aggression toward Clark, seemingly intent on knocking her down a peg. Let's be clear, this isn't just competition, it's personal. When players go chest to chest with Clark, it's not just about the scoreboard, it's about pride, pressure, and the frustration of an evolving league. And that tension, it's only adding fuel to the fire.
They try so long to get respect for women's basketball, and then they treat it like a junior high school girl's locker room. Junior high school girl antics on the court. Instead of playing the game, they gotta be drama because they're jealous. Instead of letting their skills speak for themselves, they gotta be drama because they're jealous.
Instead of letting their talent do the talking, some players are choosing petty drama, all because jealousy got the best of them. So what's behind the bitterness? It's simple. Caitlin Clark has what many longtime players never did. Massive endorsements, overwhelming fame, and a cultural spotlight that refuses to dim. Veterans are left asking, where was this support when we were on the rise? It's a fair question, but Clark isn't the one to blame. Even Charles Barkley, never one to bite his tongue, stepped up to defend her, calling out the haters and condemning the negativity clouding her success. In his words, it's time to stop hating and start appreciating.
These ladies, and I'm a WNBA fan, they cannot have this Caitlin Clark thing up any worse if they try.
The uncomfortable reality is that Caitlin Clark's stardom is exposing long-ignored flaws within the WNBA. Issues like pay inequality, poor marketing, and the league's struggle to engage audiences beyond its core fan base. Clark didn't create these problems, but her overwhelming success makes it impossible to ignore them anymore. Consider this. While her WNBA salary is just $76,000, $500, her projected endorsement income exceeds $11 million in 1 year. This massive gap isn't just about the money. It places Clark under a spotlight that makes the league's pay structure seem broken. Her rise is forcing a long overdue reckoning that the league can no longer postpone.
So she spoke out against that. She got people paid. She got better travel arrangements. She increased the ratings and the revenue, which obviously the WNBA benefited exponentially because now you got a $200 million deal. All of these things being considered, you damn right. It is appropriate that she got Athlete of the Year. She is special, and she's...
The financial reality is shifting. fast. What once seemed like fantasy, a multi-million-dollar WNBA star, is now making headlines. For this new wave of talent to uplift the entire league, the WNBA must lean into the shift rather than resist it. The truth is, we've arrived at a crucial turning point. Clark's success is pushing the league to dream bigger, think smarter, and embrace change. But if veterans keep asking, why her, instead of what's possible now, they risk being left behind. Accepting this evolution is vital if women's basketball hopes to thrive in the years ahead.
Now, what little girl wants to grow up and play in a league where you're targeted like that? How do you sit here and profess and demand that everyone take women's sports seriously when you can't even take it seriously enough to not act like a junior high queen on the court? It's stupid. That's so dumb. It looks like a soap opera.
Just when it felt like the Caitlin Clark buzz had reached its peak, a game-changing voice stepped in. Michael Jordan. Up to that point, he had remained silent in the growing conversation around Clark. But when he finally spoke, everything shifted. Jordan's endorsement didn't just validate her rising status. It intensified the conversation around her influence and future. His support marked a milestone moment, one that will be remembered as a turning point in the trajectory of women's basketball.
What if I told you a WNBA rookie was out here doing what no one thought was possible and outshining the great Michael Jordan's legacy? How would you react? Caitlin Clark is the girl flipping the script. Her rookie numbers are ridiculous. Fans, analysts, and even Michael Jordan stans are...
Let's talk about the moment that changed everything. Michael Jordan, the GOAT, whose sneakers power economies, gave Caitlin Clark his full public endorsement. And this wasn't just a polite nod. He expressed deep admiration for her influence on the game, even pointing out how incredible it is to see kids mimicking her moves with her own signature basketball. It felt like a torch was being passed, from the jump man to the queen of the three. But Jordan didn't stop there. He boldly stated that the WNBA owes Clark credit for what she's doing for the sport. Let that sink in. When MJ speaks, the UDO world listens. His statement wasn't a compliment. It was a wake-up call, signaling a shift that could redefine the future of women's basketball.
You know well enough that in 1984, when Michael Jordan came into the NBA, the ratings in the NBA were not great. Chicago Stadium was, a third full.
This moment matters because when the most iconic figure in men's basketball throws his support behind a WNBA star, it shatters the outdated belief that women's basketball is somehow secondary. Jordan didn't just say Clark was good for a woman. He said she's great for basketball, period. That's a game changer. And if you're not impressed yet, consider this stat. Caitlin Clark and Michael Jordan are the only rookies in NBA or WNBA history to average at least 18 points, 8.5 assists, 5 rebounds, 1 block, and 2 steals per game in the playoffs. That's not a coincidence. It's historic. Clark isn't just chasing Jordan's legacy. She's walking step for step beside it. Her rise, backed by Jordan's endorsement and backed up by her stats, signals the arrival of a new era, one where she's not just changing women's sports, she's redefining the entire athletic landscape.
He's getting the lion's share of the attention. The games are now getting put, all of his games are on TV. And he just was a polarizing figure. And Tiger Woods was like that when he went to the PGA as well. He changed the total economics of golf the same way Michael Jordan changed the financial economics of the NBA.
Caitlin Clark is rewriting the rulebook for women's sports. She's not just her team's centerpiece. She's the face of a marketing revolution. Brands aren't just signing her. They're restructuring their strategies around her presence. While most athletes take years to build a legacy, Clark's is doing it in real time. This isn't just a hot streak. It's a cultural shift in motion. With every game she dominates, every arena she sells out, and every new endorsement deal she signs, the question changes from, can she keep this up, to how far will she take the league with her? We're not just watching a star rise. We're witnessing a movement gain unstoppable momentum. And the best part? Caitlin Clark is only just beginning. Agree? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you like this, don't forget to hit like and subscribe.